Hello everyone and welcome to my very first YouTube video. Today I want to talk to you about my minimalistic makeup bag and all its contents, which also includes my perfume I wear every day and my nail polishes. So without further ado, let's begin. First up, the makeup bag itself. As you can see, it's quite small. It's just very simple mint green. I like it because my wedding colours were actually mint green. Not quite this colour, a bit darker, more like Tiffany blue, I should say. But it's a good size, everything I need. I was given it last year for Christmas, so I didn't even purchase it myself. My mother chose it, believe it or not, and I love it. You can see, I keep it quite clean inside. It's plain black lining, there's no pockets or anything in it, but it's simple and I like it. Right, first up we have the brushes. I have 6 brushes currently. I did have more, but I have downsized as I've realised I didn't need everything. And first up, I'm going to talk to you about this. This brilliant little brush has been with me for about 7 years now. It's by Real Techniques and I use it to do my eyebrows. So the fuzzy part, as you can see, I use to brush out my eyebrows before I line them, and the sharper side I use to brush them up and actually trim across them because I've got very, very thick eyebrows and they do get very, very long. So I like to just edit it a little bit and make them a little bit smoother and shorter before I actually pluck them. Next up, this is what I use to put on my foundation. It is a defined buffer brush by Zoeva. I don't think I'm meant to use it for foundation. I just like the way it feels on my face. It's quite soft. It's got a nice texture. It's not too hard. It just puts it on very nicely across my skin and I really like it. So you don't have to use the brushes what they're used for, people. You can use whatever you want. Next up we have this is what I use for my blusher. It is called a Luxe Sheer Cheek by Zoeva again. I like the colours, that's why I've got the rest of the brushes by Zoeva. I think they're fake. Don't quote me, but I believe they are. But yeah, this is what I use to put my a little bit of blusher on. I don't put a lot of makeup on. As you can see, this is pretty much what I do on a daily basis. So for me, it's perfect. This is what I use to apply my concealer. That's one thing I've always struggled with over the years, is my spots. You can see I've got a few blemishes there on my chin, around my nose. I get them inside of my face. Anywhere you can think of, I do tend to get them. And this is a concealer buffer brush, again by Zoeva. It's nice for the size of it. I like to use it obviously to put concealer on, but also when I've done my eyebrows I like to just neaten up around the edges, anywhere that's smeared. It just does it very nicely. This is what I use to put on my eyeshadow. I like to wear a lot of eyeshadow, as you can see. I just do a little bit. Yeah, just you can see, just to prove that I do actually put eyeshadow on. It is called a Luxe Smoky Shader brush, again by Zoeva. Before I go any further, I just want to apologise for a bit of hair sticking out the side of my face. It doesn't seem to want to stay down today. It's where I had a fringe earlier this year, and when it's trying to grow out, I just get little bits of flicker out everywhere. Last brush is it's a wing liner brush by Zoeva, but I use this to fill in my eyebrows. It's quite nice, it's not too harsh because my eyebrows are very thick, so I'm always very conscious about putting it on too harshly and making them, even bigger. It's probably the best way to put it. But I also then use this to fill in my crease if I want to put a bit of dark shadow on, and I also use it to do a little bit of wing liner if ever I decide I want to put it on. So I use that for 3 different things. Next up, onto the actual products themselves. I have a Milani Prime Perfection Face Primer. I don't use moisturiser in the morning. I use this instead. So I use it, obviously as a base for my face and my foundation, but also I like it because it mattifies my face. I've got very oily skin, so for me that's spot on. It's moisturising but not too greasy and oily. So that's that one. Got the NYX Stay Matte but Not Flat Foundation in Natural, number 3. It matches my skin tone pretty perfectly. I don't put on too much of it. I literally just like a very light coverage, but where it's also mattifying, again, it helps with my oily skin. For my concealer, I also use the NYX concealer again. This is in the shade Light, number 3. Again, same as the foundation. I've never used such a good concealer on my face, and because I get quite bad spots, that's saying something. It matches my skin perfectly, but it's not too heavy and cakey because I don't like a lot of makeup. I like quite minimal makeup. As for my mascara, it's the Body Shop Super Volume Mascara in number 1, just in black. As far as I'm aware, this is the only product I have that is not vegan. As this runs out, I will be replacing it, but I've had it now about 6 months and I'm still going through it, so I will be replacing it one day, but not today, apparently. Right, my one and only palette. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. It's another NYX item, and it has every single shade I use on my face in this one palette. As you can see, everything. Right, so we've got this. Oh, whoops, that fell out. We've got white is what I use for just inside, just to try and brighten my eyes a little bit. The peach I use as a blusher. The dark sparkly brown I use if I want a bit of like glitzy eyeshadow, if I'm going out, if I want to do a smoky eye. The cream is what I use every single day. It's what I've got on at the moment. That light brown I don't tend to use. I might do one day, but for now I don't actually use it. And then the dark brown, you can see that, is the colour I use on my eyebrows, and also if I want to do a little bit of winged liner, I tend to use that very dark brown. It's very pigmented and it goes on very nice. It doesn't smudge too much throughout the day. So yeah, that's my one and only palette, again by NYX, in the shade Adorable. I think that's all there is on it, yeah, in Adorable. That's all vegan and cruelty free, supposedly. You can never tell really with the internet these days, but it's supposed to be cruelty free. Right, next up I have 2 lipsticks. One is the one I've got on today. It is a NYX Butter lipstick. This is their only vegan lipstick, I believe, and it is in the shade 24. That stands for Ripe Berry, it's called. And I love that. It's quite moisturising, it's very simple, it matches my lips quite well. So if I don't want to put anything on my lips, I'll just put this on, just because it's nice and plain, good for every day. If I'm going out, I love my Jeffree Star Velour Liquid lipstick, and this is in Androgyny. I love this. It dries perfectly matte. It lasts incredibly. I can't explain to you how well it lasts. You can sit and eat dinner and it's still on your lips. The only thing that seems to take it off is oil. So for me, I use coconut oil to remove my makeup. Right, that's it for my makeup. That's everything I own as far as makeup. Also in my bag, I had Vanillary perfume by Lush. This is my favourite perfume. It's cruelty free. I use it every day and it lasts all day. It's not the cheapest for the size bottle you get, but it does last really, really well. Right, a few extra tools that I happen to have. So my tweezers. I believe I got these from Boots. I'm not sure if they're an own brand, but I've had them now for about maybe 6 years and they're still going strong. They're very nice ones, and they're purple, which I like. Here we've got my Champneys. These are about £10, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, from Boots again. But they're brilliant, they feel really nice. Fold it nice and flat, very sharp. Yeah, so that's those. I have 2 nail files. This one was only a cheap one from Superdrug or Boots maybe, but I've had that again for a couple of years. I don't use it a lot, but it's good for if I want to shape my nails but not sort of too finely. If I want to take off a bit more, I'll use that. It's pretty good. I also have a file. It's in the Nail Care System number 2. These nail files, they come as a set. I think I get 4 in a pack, I believe, and they weren't the cheapest. They're about £20, but this is the only one I ever used. So I got rid of the other ones. They all went in the bin because I've never used them. So I've got that one anyway. That's it of all my tools. Now onto my nail polishes, which I don't have a lot. I have 6. Same as my brushes. So I've got a base coat, which is what I happen to have on today. I like to have something on my nails at all times. It makes me feel a bit more feminine, and because I wear a lot of jeans and trainers, and that's pretty much what I live in, so I like to feel a bit girly with my nails. And that one is the Super Money 71 treatment by Barry M. So I've got on my nails currently. Works as a base coat. It helps strengthen your nails. It just does pretty much everything you could ever want from a nail polish. I've got 2 Speedy Quick Dry nail polishes by Barry M. Oh, wrong way. There you go. I've got the lilac and the dark grey. I'm not too keen on the grey. I like it on my toes, but I don't like it on my nails, which is strange because I like black. But it's a bit of an... I wouldn't really call it grey, it's more of like an off black, but it's not the nicest colours, to be honest. But it dries quickly, so it's brilliant for your toenails when you want to be able to walk around still within minutes of putting it on. That's brilliant. Next up we have my white, again a Barry M. It's called Matte White Nail Paint. I love this colour, I use that most days, to be honest, on my nails. I know you've probably noticed I've got a lot of Barry M. They do last surprisingly well for a high street brand. They are brilliant, or a dog store brand, or whatever you want to call it. They are brilliant. They do last very, very well, and they're only about £2 to £4.99 each, depending which one you go for. So I definitely recommend those. Next up we have my Seche Vite top coat. This is around, I believe, about £12, depending where you go, but it's absolutely amazing. It's by far the best top coat you will ever use in your entire life, and you will never go back to anything else. It dries quickly, it smooths out any ridges, so if you're, for example, doing like an ombre nail, and you want something to coat the entire nail and smooth it all off and make it look a lot neater, this stuff is where it's at, trust me, it's brilliant. Once you try it, you'll never go back to anything else. Last but not least, we have my nail paint by Barry M in a black, and I love this. I've used this since I was about 14 years old. I've never used another black nail polish because every other one I've used hasn't been very good, or it's not cruelty free, and Barry M all the way for nail polishes, trust me. So thank you for watching, everyone. All my makeup is now back in its little bag, just to prove it does all fit in there. Some people, this may not be minimalist, but for me it was. My nail polishes, when I started my journey, February 2016, fit into 2 makeup bags around that size. So it's double what the size bag I've got there, at least. And I'm pretty sure I had more things sorted about in other places. So for me, this is very minimalist compared to what I started with. I'd love to see all your makeup collections. If you want to leave me a little video message or a photo of it all down below, feel free. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'm planning to do a lot more videos soon. But thank you very much. Bye!